Okay guys, welcome back to our automation series. In the previous video, we moved really quickly, so let's take a minute to debrief and talk about exactly what we just did. So Cucumber is a tool for running automated tests. It's written in plain language, and it implements something called behavior-driven development, modeling the behavior of a user. Since Cucumber is written in plain language, the business can easily understand what these tests are supposed to do. For example, a business will often say, I want this feature. So when you add a test that literally says, this is the feature, and is written in a way that a user would speak, is very helpful for non-technical people to understand what your test is doing. A Gherkin step is line 5, 6, and 7. This is a step that a user would take, and it's written in plain English, so user navigates to Google, and it maps to Java code. Underneath the step is the step definition, which is the actual Java code. These tests are written in given, when, then format. Given is the prerequisite state, when is the action that the user takes, and the then is the result of the action. Sometimes you'll hear it called arrange, act, assert, but Cucumber specifically uses the terminology given, when, then. One thing we did not cover is that Gherkin does not care which one you use, given, when, or then. So for example, in the top right, you see it says given, user navigates to Google. But I changed the code to say at when user navigates to Google. This will run just fine. Cucumber doesn't care. The reason for this is it allows for reusability. The given in one test may be the when statement in another test. There is another keyword that we did not cover. It's and. And can come after given, it could come after when, or it could come after then. This is useful for larger tests that have more than 3 steps. So that raises the question, how does Gherkin actually work? Gherkin looks for the string and matches it. So for example, user searches for something, it looks through all of your step definitions and matches the string. It is smart enough to match it based on the variables you provide. For example, if you don't pass in a string into your method, but you defined a string, then it won't work. It also factors in whether you included a data table or not. If it can't find the step, it does throw a runtime error. It does not throw a compile error. What I found is that the compiler with Cucumber and Gherkin is not very helpful, unfortunately. One thing to note is that the then statement should always have a validation step. For example, an assertion. Gherkin does not enforce this. You, the developer, must enforce it. So if you don't add an assertion at the end of your then statement, your test is going to pass, even though it didn't actually verify anything. Another note is that feature files can hold more than one test. So for example, a feature might be log on, and you need multiple tests to cover that feature. So one test would be the user is not logged on and you see a big red X, whereas when the user is logged on, you get a nice green check mark. And lastly, there is an output. So in our Cucumber options, we have a plugin, and we defined pretty as well as our target, cucumber-reports.html. And here it is. So if you open this file, you'll get this generated HTML. Click on your favorite web browser, and if you click here, it tells you what feature, what scenario was run, and what steps failed. As an automation engineer, you're going to be spending a lot of time reviewing these test failures. Okay, hopefully you're more familiar with Cucumber, how it works and why it works. So in the next video, we're going to start working on our code.